Hello, and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kait Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hello, and welcome to the week of May 17th through May 23rd. And wow, it is a very active week. And yet again, I want to apologize for my voice because I am still dealing with the end of bronchitis. So have patience with me. I don't always sound like this to any new people listening. And let's start talking about astrology, yeah? Before we get into the planets, let me thank you all for being here. I've had a lot of new people recently. I've been reading for new people, and they've been mentioning the podcast, and I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And I am especially grateful for all of you who have been around since the beginning and have kind of been on this journey with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to announce that we are on episode 96. Oh my gosh. So I want to remind you, we are still having the special. All you have to do is share the podcast on your social media, wherever you want to put it. Share the podcast on your social media and take a screenshot or something, because you can't tag me because I'm not really on social media. Then go over to piscesmoonastrology.com. You can see my services there. If you press the contact tab, that'll take you to my email. You can put a screenshot of where you shared the podcast, and you get 10% off any services you want. This is a bigger special than I usually run. I usually don't put some of my bigger services on special. So I hope that is incentive for you to share the podcast. And yeah, thank you in advance. Okay, let's talk about this very active week. Oh, and because I know you all care, yes, I'm going to be doing the sign by sign, but a little differently because there are so many things going on. Well, let me get into it and then I'll tell you how it's going to be different. But yes, sign by sign. I know you're happy. All right. Okay, this week actually has so much going on that I'm not going to even go through all of it the way I normally do at the beginning, because here's what I'm going to be focusing. Mercury moves into Gemini on the 17th. I'm not just focusing on that. There's more. Hang with me here. All right. So it moves into Gemini on the 17th. That is Mercury in one of his kingdoms, right? So planets are very powerful. It's like the king on their own throne. They have all of their resources available to them, and they bring it, right? Nothing's holding them back. So to start Mercury's transit through Gemini, on the 17th, as soon as he crosses over, he is going to form a conjunction with rebel planet Uranus. Then on the 18th, he is going to sextile Neptune. You know I don't like Neptune, but this one's not so bad. Not so bad. Then on the 19th, he's going to square the north node of destiny. Might be some tension, but it's our destiny, yeah? Also on the 19th, he's going to trine powerful Pluto, god of the underworld. And then on the 22nd, he's going to sextile Saturn, the builder, but also the guy who likes to say no. So let's see what he's going to bring. So you see what I'm talking about. Mercury crosses the line into Gemini and then does like a gazillion things. So I was trying to think of how I might make this information most useful to you. What I'm going to do is tell you what all of these transits mean, okay? The way I would do when I'm not doing a sign by sign, but I'll keep it brief. I'm going to tell you what all of these transits mean, and then I will go back and I'll do the sign by sign for Mercury and Gemini. And then you can apply all of those different relationships, all of those different planetary connections. You can sort of incorporate those into your understanding of Mercury going into Gemini in your chart. Does that make sense? I super hope it does. I think it does. Okay, so first things first, Mercury moves into Gemini. He is his best there, truly his best. I actually like Mercury better in Gemini than when he's in his other sign of Virgo. I mean, that's hard to say, but I kind of do because Gemini is social. We call it the social butterfly sign, right? And Mercury is all about communication and our thoughts and all of that, what we do in the market. So, marketing, those kinds of things. When he's in Gemini, this is networking, socializing, sharing ideas with people, learning from people, teaching. He also has to do with education. So it's just a really active, really dynamic Mercury that we're getting. So this week, if you take nothing else away from what I say in the podcast today, get out there and be with people. Let your ideas be heard. Open doors so that you can make those important connections in your life. Whether that's you want to make professional connections, love connections, friendship, whatever it is, get out there and get that going this week because it's going to be freaking brilliant. Now, as I said, as soon as he crosses over, he's in conjunction with Uranus. Uranus is the rebel, the tower card in tarot for all of you card slingers out there. Mercury with Uranus is insight, those bursts of understanding or revelation or inspired thoughts or whatever they are, right? Just those ideas that come out of the blue and just, wow, here I am, full blown. Expect to get ideas that you never saw coming, to have breakthroughs and insights that you didn't even know you were waiting for. Now, the only thing I will warn you, watch out about shooting your mouth off. Yeah, because Uranus is the rebel and Mercury's really strong in this social sign. So, we could just be telling people off. We could be very blunt. We could be, that mouth talking before the brain is engaged thing. Yeah, that could happen. So watch out for that a little bit. But in general, I sort of love this. I think it's going to be a whole lot of intellectual and creative inspiration that just goes off like fireworks. I love it a lot. Then on the 18th, Mercury will make a sextile that is a positive angle, but it's an angle of opportunity. This one's not going to beat you on the head. You've got to grab it if you want it. You can also just kind of let it go by because it's not that loud. So Mercury will sextile Neptune, who's over in independent, me first Aries. So what this really is inspiration, spiritual inspiration, possibly, because Neptune is very spiritual. It could also be creative inspiration. Now, I know you guys all say that I always sound like I'm only talking to writers. That's because I'm a writer. But I don't mean that when I say creative, inspiration. We can live creatively. We can work creatively. You can be a plumber or a seamstress. Oh, I guess that's sort of creative. Whatever. You can do any kind of job creatively. You can raise your children creatively. This is a time when our creativity is going to be amped up, when we're going to feel like it. Neptune is the ocean, right? It's the flow. We're going to feel like our creative juices are just flowing without a whole lot of effort. So it's really, really glorious. Coming from Aries, with Neptune in Aries, expect for it to be really individualistic. Like if you are an artist, you may find that you're inspired to create art that is outside of any kind of box, but really your own personal vision. Now apply that to any kind of creative living, right? Like I might want to change my home environment or live in a certain way that is my version of creative. Make sense? Now, a very interesting thing is on the 19th, we get two aspects. Mercury is going to square the north node of destiny and trine powerful Pluto. Let's start with destiny. A square is a tense angle. So while you're going through all of these inspired thoughts and creative breakthroughs and networking and all the stuff, you might be feeling like fate is almost pushing me a little in a way that I don't understand at first, or in a way that doesn't feel exactly smooth and right. Okay, that's that square. But this is Mercury, our minds, our thoughts, our business ideas, all trying to line up with our soul's purpose. So there may be a little bit of like, oh, I need to jiggle a little bit that way or jog a little bit that way to get lined up. And it might at first be kind of unexpected, like, oh, I didn't realize I needed to make these adjustments. But trust me, it'll all play out. It'll be very fated, and it will help to align your thinking and all mercurial things with your destiny. So it's gorgeous. At the same time, we've got that trine with Pluto. Now, I love that this is happening at the same time. Pluto is power and all of that. So we could find that the plans we're making, the ideas we're getting, all of the above, right, could be really helping us stand in our power. So that's part of that aligning with destiny. How do we adjust our thinking and our plans and all of that so that we're really standing in our power? And I am woman, hear me roar. Or if you're a guy, you could roar too. Everybody's roaring, right? Because we're standing in our power. But Pluto is also deep transformation. So how do we really transform our thinking? These opportunities are going to be up for us. How do we transform the way we communicate, our thinking, the way we socialize, so that it's really what? Aligned with our destiny. Because this Pluto thing and this North Node thing, they're happening at the same time. Okay, and again, I apologize for my voice. I can't fix it. On the 22nd, we get Mercury sextiling Saturn, and Saturn's still over there in Aries with Neptune. This is another interesting one. If it weren't a positive aspect, and again, it's that sextile angle of opportunity, if it weren't a positive aspect, I'd be a little concerned about this one because Saturn can be heavy, Saturn can say no, those kinds of things. But in this case, Saturn brings the ability to stick with things. So think of it this way. How many times have you felt like you had a breakthrough, or you had this great idea, this whatever it is, right? Or you met this person in this networking situation that was going to be really helpful in your life and a positive relationship, and then it fizzles out? Like you just lose steam or whatever, the momentum just isn't there. Saturn brings that. Saturn brings the stick with it, the I'll work hard for this, I'll manifest this, I will make this idea, this thought form, I will make it a reality. So you see what I'm saying? It's a big Mercury week, and I love it. I will tell you guys, at the beginning of the week, we've got Venus sextiling Mars. So some of this Mercury networking stuff could be leading to some sexual passion or artistic creative passion or amazing, passionate breakthroughs in finances. But you all know, I think it's going to be sexual passion. Anyway, okay, let's get into the sign by sign, and we're going to do this pretty quick because I've already gone on a long time. For Aries, okay, listen to your rising sign. That's who you are. If you're born during the day, listen to your sun sign. If you're born at night, listen to your moon sign. If you want to get the most comprehensive information, listen to all three. And let's start with Aries. Gemini is your third house of communication. It's also education and short distance travel. And all of those things are Mercury things. So this is a big, powerful Mercury week for you because it all goes together. Communication, if you want to study or learn something, if you want to teach something, maybe you've been dying to put up your webinar about whatever you want to teach, those kind of things. Brilliant. Think of this week for you as this week squared. I love it. For Taurus, this is all happening in your house of money. And again, that's a very mercurial thing. So a lot of breakthroughs in money, ideas, inspiration around finances and how you make your money, all of that. Gemini, this is your first house. So this is you. This is breakthroughs that are deep and profound and will really lead you to a new sense of self and a sense of really coming home in your own brain, coming home to yourself and finding a new powerful you. Cancer, this is weird. You're one of the more interesting, and I do use the bunny quotes there, the little bunny marks. This is happening in your 12th house. So you're working behind the scenes on something. And now that I think about it, Mercury in the 12th house is really quite good. This is writing your book, making your plans, drawing up your marketing strategies, whatever it is, all that stuff that you do behind the scenes before everything launches. The thing that it's not so much is that big social party thing that Mercury and Gemini can be for some people. Yours would be more like one-on-one meetings where you get together and have planning sessions and that kind of thing. Okay, but it's still brilliant. This is an amazing week for you to go into your office or whatever it is you do and just have breakthroughs and inspiration and get your stuff planned out, or that grant proposal, whatever that stuff is. Leo, I love this for you because this is happening in your 11th house of friends and group identity. The networking for you, oh my goodness, it is going to be like crazy, right? Because this is your people. Expect to find new people, expect to start new projects with the people in your life. I love it. Networking, networking, networking. Virgo, this is career. This is career for you, 10th house. So this is all about, professional breakthrough, standing in your power at work, new ideas. Brilliant. Libra, this is your 9th house of long distance travel, foreign cultures, spirituality, higher education. For any of you wanting to go back to school, this is a good time to do it and you'll feel inspired. If you've been wanting to teach something, get a webinar out there or whatever it is, good time to be working on that. But this is also a time for you to really, Mercury's not a particularly spiritual kind of sign, but finding your spiritual people, your group. And y'all, I have to say it, and I promise you, only record this for writers, but it's also the house of publishing. So all you people, all you writers who listen to me, this is a great week to get your work out there. Now, that doesn't just mean formal old school publishing. This could be getting your YouTube going, your podcast going, your music put on Spotify, whatever it is, it's getting that work out there. Love it. Scorpio, this is in your 8th house of joint finances. Great time to be looking at your investments, getting inspired ideas about investing or finding business partners. Oh my gosh, that whole networking thing, finding people to go into business with, people to finance you, get grants, all of that kind of stuff. This is genius. It's also the house of fear and trauma. So if there are issues around mental health that you've been working on, expect breakthroughs this week. Okay. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 7th house of relationships. So get out there, swipe left, right? Swipe. Do some swiping, but better than swiping, go out. Go out where people are. Gemini is the social butterfly. Get out there where you can meet people, because I'm telling you, there is that Venus-Mars thing happening too. How are you going to have passionate sex if Well, you get what I'm saying, right? Now, if you're already in a relationship, this is a wonderful time to get together with other couples. This is a great time for you and your partner to go out and have fun and be social. Talk about your relationship, talk about where you're going, but just have a great time. Yeah? Capricorn, this is happening in your sixth house of physical health. This is really about inspiration around how to live the healthiest life possible. It's a good time to get outside, bicycling, walking at the park, walking through nature, doing whatever, but maybe doing it in a group. Yeah, so like Tai Chi in the park or, tango dancing at the beach or whatever it is people do, right? This is a really good time that way. You'll probably have breakthroughs in diet and things like that as well. But I'm really thinking for you, group classes, group activity classes, and the kind where, or even just going to the gym, you might be meeting interesting people while you're working out. Be open to that. The other thing is, this has to do with your day-to-day work. So not what you do for work, but how you structure your work. Maybe this is a time not to be working in your home office. Maybe you want to go work at a cafe or work at the library or be somewhere where people are, and also talking to people about work. How do you work? Where do you work? Having breakthroughs that way. Group projects. Do you do something that maybe you want to interview someone or you want to do some aspect of the project together? So bringing other people, bringing that social element into your day-to-day work. And for Aquarius, this is your fifth house of creativity. I don't even know what to say. If you're a writer, oh my goodness, go write the great play, novel, song, poem, thing that you want to write, because this is nothing but inspiration. And as I was saying for Capricorn, it's also a time when you might want to be joining a writing group or going to a place where you can read your stuff out loud and get it critiqued and things like that. For those of you who aren't writers, this is still in creativity. It's also leisure activities and sex. So how do you have more fun? Oh, I just thought social group, sex. Get what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm just saying this is a time for fun. This is a time for play. When was the last time you were on a roller coaster? Call up your girlfriends, guy friends, mixed group friends, and go to the theme park and ride a roller coaster. Let yourself find joy with other people. Yeah? Oh gosh, I love that so much. That just really made me happy. And finally, we are at Pisces. Pisces, this is home and family. This is, unlike some of the other signs, yours is almost cozy. Yours is almost cozy. This is really about inspiration, coming into how you live, where you live. This is socializing, but probably with people you're related to. Is it time to throw one of those big, old-fashioned Sunday dinners? Did other people have those? We used to have those, where cousins we didn't even like or anything would come on over to the house and eat. I mean, was that only us? You have the cousins you don't like. You do. Anywho, this is a time, bring the people together, bring your family together, do what's fun. But it's also the time about thinking about change in the home environment. Do you want to move? Do you want to redecorate? You'll be inspired. It'll happen. You'll be inspired. I know you will. I'm expecting some, walls painted purple with big yellow peace signs on them. That's probably only me too, right? Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Inspiration in the home, but I really see a lot of family gatherings and stuff for you, Pisces. It's super beautiful. So that's all I got. I hope that was helpful. I wanted to give you enough of the general, but also kind of give you a sense of where it's going to be happening in your life. Will y'all reach out and let me know if this was valuable to you? Is this a kind of good balance between the two possibilities, general info versus sign by sign? Because I can do this every week if it's what you want. You just have to let me know. Don't forget about the special I'm running. I'm booking up a little bit far out there now. But get in touch, get on the calendar. And thank you all so much for being here as we move toward the 100th episode. Bronchitis and all, it's just, I love you all. I do. I truly do. And with all of that said, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is my wish for you always, and I will see you next week. Bye.